Alright, so here we are for our first test match on camera anyway. I'm gonna keep. I didn't record a match against Red Deck Wins because I literally got my butt handed to me in every single which way possible, and it just was not fun to watch, I think. Blue black, okay. Ooh, that's gonna be a good one. Gonna be able to go Thermal Alchemist into Blightning and have Raven's Crime. Plus, we already have Bajuka Bog as well. So, looking okay so far, actually. This is kind of the plan that you want against the control deck, obviously. You don't want to draw the removal spells, you want to draw the um, hand disruption type spells, of course. I guess this time I'll get to see just how good Raven's Crime is if I get to that point. Guess we will find out. What was that alert? Okay. So we'll see. Changer's Edict. Sweet. Awesome. Oh my god. So sorry about that. So I have a choice. I can go Thermal Alchemist, or I can go Blightning. I think I want to go Blightning. No, I think I want to get the Thermal Alchemist out there, actually. And, I can Raven's Crab my opponent now. Yeah, because if I just draw a land next turn, I'm probably just going to want to Raven's Crime my opponent. So I think Raven's Criming them is probably just better anyway. Discarded Disfigure. Alright. That doesn't seem terrible. Like, I could Blightning them just to get 2 cards out of their hand and make them deal 3 damage, but I feel as though that wouldn't be very helpful. Augur of Bolus. And they found Agony Warp. Awesome. Okay. This matchup is not great game 1, I don't think. Forgotten Cave. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and poke. And Blightning. And I guess there's a possibility I will block, so I'm not going to poke again. Depending on what they discard, I might Bajuka Bog. Not sure. Yeah, now I think I will. Bajuka Bog away. The whatchamacallit? Think twice. So, I can't tell if they're teachings or not, honestly. I actually really can't tell, but I guess we'll find out. Gurmag Angler, huh? Alright, well, let's go ahead and cycle this first, see what I draw. Drew a Flame Slash. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. Don't deal with the Gurmag Angler one time? Ah, they always have it. They always have it! It's bullcrap, I tell you. Oh, well, at this point, any land we draw is just going to be them losing a card out of their hand, so that's not bad. We'll go ahead and Flame Slash this. Terminate's better because it's an instant, and Lightning Bolt's better because it can go to the face if need be. So keep that in mind. So I have a choice to put Bloodfall Caves into play because it is a second red source, but I'd rather just draw an untapped red source and rely on that, and I'd rather Raven's Crime my opponent. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's see what my opponent has to say about it. Alright, they discarded Geth's Verdict. Cool. Cool. Well, we might be here a while. Not gonna lie. Alright, well, let's do it again. Alright, so drew Rakdos Canarium. We're just gonna play that and then return Bajuka Bog. My opponent played an Augur of Bolus that I'm choosing not to kill with Lightning Bolt, so I can take 1 for a little while. I'm not going to terminate it because there's a good chance that my opponent plays Gurmag Angler. And they got Think Twice off of the Augur of Bolus. So, something to keep in mind. I'm sorry, I'm just a little I get really bored playing against the blue-black control decks like everybody else does. Playing them is fun, but playing against them is, well, kind of boring to the core. Alright, so let's go ahead and Bojuka Bog my opponent now. Kind of force the issue on the think twice, since it was going to happen anyway. And then we'll play Read the Bones, and hopefully it'll work. I doubt it, but hopefully it does. Yep. This is the boring part of this game 1. This is the absolute boring part of this. Yeah, just gonna take one again. Still no reason, I think, to kill it. Oh, there's chittering rats. So we'll go ahead and play it. I don't want to scoop yet because I want to see how my opponent actually wins the game. Whether it's Curse the Bloody Tome or... What the heck? Rewind. Whoa. Okay. Whether it's Curse of the Bloody Tome or Gurmag Angler, I just want to see how my opponent actually wins the game, so... Just want to make sure on that. Been Alchemy. Okay. Mole Drifter. Okay, I see now. I'm gonna scoop it up because they're way too far ahead, and I don't want to sit there and just try hard for no good reason. So we're gonna bring in the Dresses. We're gonna bring in the Font of Return. We're gonna bring in the Pyroblast. I don't think that Siphon Life is very good against this type of deck, but I could be wrong. So we'll take out the Flame Slash. The Magma Jet's not great. The Firebolts are not great either. As where also Thermal Alchemist is not at its best. I think 2 Terminates are fine, and then I think Chainer's Edict is probably bad, especially because they're playing Augur of Bolas. So that's pretty much what it is. You're pretty much just black-red attrition based, basically, and you have 2 Terminates to deal with however many Gurmag Anglers my opponent has. So that is pretty much the plan here. And yeah, I don't think that this hand's particularly very good, but I don't think it's very bad. It sucks that I have 2 early Gurmag Anglers, but I also have 2 really strong 3-mana plays and a Night's Whisper. And I do have 3 mana to do it, so... Alright, I think I just want to get the Night's Whisper out there. So we'll go ahead and do that. I want to get that to resolve. Ooh, Pyroblast is really good. And this is also really good because now next turn we'll get to go Thermal Alchemist and Rakdos Carnarium. So we'll go ahead and go Thermo. Opponent will probably kill it at the end of turn. And gonna return the mountain here because I probably want to go Chittering Rats. Yep. There's that. And we'll pass the turn. No double blue, huh? Looks like my opponent just has the straight up removal heavy hand. Which may or may not be good. Alright. Go ahead and do this. The reason why is because I want to Pyroblast a Soul Manipulation if that's my opponent's plan, or especially an Exclude. And not Think Twice so much. That one I don't really care about. Also, I guess leaving up Pyroblast is probably just the best idea, so... My opponent going to cycle something? A Barrenmore, maybe? Yeah, I think my opponent just forgot to resolve. Alright, and pass the turn. You do have to be careful also with things like Font and Grim Harvest. Kind of have to be careful about this stuff. My opponent's evoking a Mole Drifter. I'm going to Pyroblast that. Because there's a good chance my opponent is digging for, like, double blue or just digging for cards. Yeah, I think I'm going to Pyroblast that. And I was right. And now I have 5 mana, so I can Lightning, but then I can't Gurmag Angler. Or I can Night's Whisper, and then I can Gurmag Angler. I think that's the plan. So we'll go ahead and do that. Or I could Chittering Rats again, which is probably better, actually. Hopefully my opponent does not have Echoing Decay in their hand. That would suck. but we'll see. Alright, opponent had a Chainer's Edict. Kind of annoying, but, well, whatever. Go ahead and attack for 2. And then I think I just want a Blightning here. Let's see what my opponent has to say about it. Okay, because it resolves. No Hydroblast. Rewind and think twice. Well, my opponent being on the think twice plan is not great for me, but... So I have 6 cards. I'm going to Knights... Well, no, I guess I don't really want to. I guess there's a decent chance my opponent has 4 spikes, so... at the same time, I also don't think they have 4 spikes, so I'm just gonna Knight's Whisper. Yeah, I didn't think so. And that's exactly why, because I... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... I didn't want to remove all of my creatures just in case. Alright, well, they drew a land, but it's a Radiant Fountain, so... Another Chainer's Edict. Alright. Well, let's get in there for 5. And then... Let's see. Well, let's go ahead and read the bones first, I think. Ooh, Duress. I don't need the swamp. Alright, so we'll go ahead and Duress. See what my opponent's last card is. It is a Stormbound Geist. What the hell? Alright, and we'll just get the font out there since my opponent cannot remove it. And have them deal with the Gurmag Angler. One more hit with a Gurmag Angler, and I will be able to actually kill my opponent with just the 2 lightning bolts in my hand, but... See, now, here's one of the things that I was talking about with this deck. It's... I feel like this game, I had to get extremely lucky to win, as where last game, we both had our typical draws, and my opponent just kicked my butt. So, I'm not sure. Okay, well, now they're not dead to that, but they do have double blue now. Oh, okay, well, now they're dead. Go ahead and... Lightning. Bolt you twice. Guess I'm not going to slow roll you. Get in for 5. Bam. Okay. Well, game plan doesn't really change. Not sure if they have Gurmag Anglers or not, so maybe Terminates are not really necessary, but... I am not sure if I really want to test that test those waters, so... Because what really sucks if sorry. What really sucks is that I have to keep in Terminate, and I can't bring in Magma Jet, the Thermal Alchemist, but I think it's better to be safe than sorry in that regard, so... we shall see. Oh, this hand sucks. Can't keep this. I have to mulligan. This hand sucks too, but I think it's better than nothing. Turn 1 Radiant Fountain. Okay, so they're going to go Dimir Aqueduct turn 2. Wish I had a land destruction spell on the Simian Spirit Guide right now, but it's not the world that we live in. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and Raven's Crime, I guess. Raven's Crime, you dude. What you got? Discards a soul manipulation. Okay, cool. I'm not sure what that means. Ooh, no double blue. Interesting. Augur of Bolus, perhaps? Evoking a Moldrifter. Okay. Okay. And a Grim Harvest. Alright, well, we're just gonna Blightning now, just because they're tapped out. There's no point in holding it, of course. So, well, there's the double blue, and there is the Hydroblast. So that is interesting. Well, we have Bajuka Bog. I'm gonna Raven's Crime first, though. Since I'm playing a land already, and I don't think I need another... I don't think I need a 5th land right away, let alone it being a swamp. So, go ahead and Raven's Crime. See what my opponent has to say about it. Okay, there it goes. Resolves. Okay, they do have Gurmagangler. They do have Gurmagangler. So that makes me feel a little bit better about the Terminates now. And we'll go ahead and Bajukabog. They did not have a soul manipulation or anything like that to get back the Mole Drifter, so something to keep in mind. And at this point, any land we draw, we're just going to be Ravens criming the opponent, I think. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just doing that. We're just on that plan. Discards Augur of Bolas. My opponent is hardcore keeping up Counterspell, which is not bad for me, because I have Pyroblast in my hand. So that's good. Okay. So they drew a Demir Aqueduct and they're floating a mana. For what? I am unsure. For nothing. Cool. Read the bones. Alright. Let's go ahead and read the bones. When they go to counter it, I'll Pyroblast it because I really need to draw some cards. And count. Pyroblast. Another Pyroblast and a Bloodfield Cave. So I'm just going to keep the Pyroblast on top. And Chittering Rats. Sweet. Alright. Not bad so far. Could be worse. Could be worse. We'll see. Alright, so let's go ahead and I think Raven's Crime first. I don't need the land. Opponent discard to Think Twice, yeah. That is one bad thing about Raven's Crime in this matchup, is my opponent has things like Think Twice. So we'll go ahead and play a Chittering Rats. I'm not gonna fight over Chittering Rats with Pyroblast, so that's why I did that. And a Rewind. Okay. So them rewinding that tells me that they don't have a removal spell in their hand. Or if they do, they don't want to use it on that. Now I don't know what they're doing. Because they immediately tap mana, and I'm not sure what they're doing. They're not doing anything. That's weird. Ooh, a Blightning. Okay, well, let's go ahead and Blightning. Hopefully they think twice in response and then try to do something. That's exactly what they're doing. Oh, that's not what they're doing. Okay. I'm going to let that resolve because I want to fight over like a Mole Drifter with the Pyroblast. Or I want to fight over something else. I was really hoping that they would go Think Twice first, but they didn't. They had already had a counterspell. So that kind of sucks. Because my opponent seems like a good enough player to know that in that position, let's say that I Pyroblast it, he lets it resolve. Probably a crappy card in his hand that they can discard, I assume. So, the Pyroblast, I then lose a Pyroblast, and they still get back a free card and Think Twice, so doesn't really work out for me too well. Okay. Well, not doing anything about that. Yeah, and then this is where the game kind of gets away from me because I can't fight through this. I can't fight through this amount of cards. So most likely I'm going to lose this game. I'd be really, really surprised if I somehow found a way through it. I guess my opponent would have to deck themselves because all of their threats are in like the bottom 5 cards of their library. I'm going to let that resolve. Probably going to go Grim Harvesting back my Chittering Rats at the end of turn. Actually, probably not. So at this point, now any lands that I draw, I'm probably just going to play out. Alright, well, I'm going to fight over that. Because I have to. And another counterspell, yep. And F6. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and Night's Whisper. Drew Rakdos Carnarium, so that's good to, I guess, put Bajuka Bug back into my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I guess 7. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Well, I kind of removed one extra card there by accident. For some reason, I just didn't notice that I had an extra mana floating, but hopefully it doesn't cost. I don't think that's going to cost me, but it is something to watch out for. I'm still used to get to playing Gurmag Angler in this format because I don't play many decks that do it. Actually, I'm still getting used to playing it in Modern because I also bought into Grixis Death Shadow. That deck is fun. But yeah, Delving still gets me a few times. Because in that deck, when you're delving for Tassiger, so you're usually over-delving for that reason. In this deck, it's not the same thing. Because in this deck, you might want to recast Gurmag Angler a bunch of times. Beetleback Chief. Alright. Well, I'm going to force the issue with the Think Twice in my opponent's graveyard. See what they want to do about it. And they just let it go. Okay, it's probably not good for me. Be extremely honest. And I guess here, just go Beetleback Chief. See if it resolves. Hopefully it does. I think I might just hold a land in my hand too. I'm not going to just go Grim Harvest and then not be able to recover it in the same turn. Alright, so that's 3 counterspells gone for my opponent. So that's something to keep in mind. And I think if my opponent was to just go Capsize here, I'd probably just scoop it up at this point. Though I'm probably just going to get beat down to hell by these Mole Drifters. Oh, I gained 5 life. I guess that's something. Alright, well. Dress you. Let's see, my fate. I hope they let it resolve. Unless they counterspell for the 4th time. A Gurmag Angler is Soul Manipulation and a Hydroblast. Well, the Hydroblast doesn't do anything. So I guess we'll just take the Soul Manipulation. And then we will, I guess, get back the Gurmag Angler. Oop. And then, I guess, play this land. Oops. And have it up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'd probably end up returning the Beetleback Chief as my creature of choice. And the Raven's Crime is probably better off staying in the graveyard. Yeah, even though, yes, I know my opponent has a Hydroblast, I still think that the Beetleback Chief is probably more useful. Yep, take 4. Opponent probably just plays Gurmag Angler here. I can't see a reason why they wouldn't. Guess a matter of how much mana they want to spend for it. Alright. Just leave up, what's that, 6? Yep. Well, I do Terminate, I guess. That's something. Oh yeah, they have Hydroblast, right? Oh well. Still had to do it. It's not like that Hydroblast was ever going anywhere. So I guess them getting it out of their hand was probably a good idea. Alright, well. Block. Get back Grim Harvest. Yes. I guess return Beetleback Chief. Because the cool thing about this is even when the tokens go to the graveyard, it still counts. So let's go ahead and Raven's Crime. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Ooh, that was not a great idea, actually, because now if I play Beetleback Chief and it gets killed, I can't actually return the Grim Harvest. I kind of messed up on that one. Though my opponent is F6ing, so I guess maybe I didn't. Too bad I took out Firebolt, because that would have been an easy way to deal with these Mole Drifters. But yeah, this matchup just does not seem very good. Also, the red deck wins matchup just does not seem very good either, from the way that I drew and stuff. Alright, so my opponent didn't have anything. Oh, well, actually we'll attack first. I don't know what I could do to win from here. I don't know what string of draw. But first of all, I need my opponent to just have all lands in their hand. So that's first of all. No, I'm not going to play that. I think keeping up Grim Harvest is probably going to be a bit safer. Second of all, I needed to draw, like, Karavek's Torch twice. Is technically what I needed to draw. Because then I could have hit them for 3, put them to 13. This puts them to 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still couldn't even win. I needed to draw like Bolt into Karavek's Torch, and then Karavek's Torch still doesn't win. I may have sideboarded wrong, but this matchup just doesn't seem very good anyway. It's also possible that I was playing bad. I'm open to that idea. Yeah, well, it looks like we're dead. I'm very open to the idea that I played this matchup. You know, I'm very open to the idea that, that matchup's just not very good. I'm also open to the idea that, I just played bad. I'm not upset. I'm not, angry. I just, assuming I didn't really play bad, it kind of confirms what I think, that that yesterday I got extra lucky to win with the deck. And I have no problem admitting that, because I think that. But either way, we're going to move on from this, and we're going to take that loss and learn from it, and we're going to move on to the second test match. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching.